welcome back. As most of you just seen in the last video, if you've watched it, we have a head gasket issue. I'm almost 100% sure it's a head gasket. We got the car mostly undressed the other night. Let me show you how far we got. So this is what we're dealing with. So if you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, this is what we're dealing with. We pushed a head gasket on this car, so I presume we will find out shortly. But we pushed a head gasket is what I'm thinking. We had a defective wastegate. We hit boost cut at 33 pounds, which I had set at like 29, but it actually wound up making 33 before it cut ignition. So that's a no-no. We pushed antifreeze into the block, into the oil. And I say that's a no-no because these are stock heads, LS9 gaskets, just APR hardware, nothing spectacular. You know, that's a lot of boost. The car runs on E85. I'll give you a rundown on the setup. 6.0 stroker, forged 408, 799 heads, comp cam, VS Racing 88mm turbo, air to water, Tick Performance air to water up top. Like I said, it's a 408 stroker. We got Wisco pistons. There's Eagle rods, Eagle crank in there. All APR hardware on the bottom end as well. That's basically the setup in a nutshell. Got the intake off. I do want to show you guys something. This intake hasn't been on there for that long at all. Pulling it off, there's a lot of road debris and stuff. We do street race this car pretty frequently. This car is out probably at least one night a week racing. So just, you know, this is my personal opinion on things. And as far as about being a mechanic, you can be a great mechanic, but if you're a fucking slob, you suck. Clean your fucking shit. Make sure your shit is clean. Make sure you use all the proper anti-seize and whatever you need to use. Because being a good mechanic is just not being a good mechanic. It's also being a clean mechanic. So I can't stress that enough. I see way too many guys out there that are just, they're great, but they're just slobs. You need to clean your shit, man. So we got the intake off. Let me, and look, if you're a dirtball mechanic, I still love you. I'll pray for you, dog. I ain't hating. I'm just saying, like, you know, I think it comes with age, too. When I was younger, I didn't care. I just did whatever I needed to do to get it done. So I ain't hating. I love you all. But let me get these heads off, and I just want to show you about the intake off, and we're going to wipe it all down, clean everything, and start pulling these heads. All right, fellas, we got the passenger side off. I didn't really find anything, and it's hard to tell. They all came apart. You see that? I mean, there's splits here. I mean, but it looks like that's the way the gasket is. So I guess I'm going to really have to inspect these pretty good to see if I find the where it happened. But anyway, the passenger side's off. Here's the head. This E85 rust everything. These spark plugs, see the tips? So I put these spark plugs in this engine. I used anti-seize and everything. I know how tight I put them in. I removed these spark plugs by taking these apart. You see this one? You see the rust? So what I believe happens is, well, FYI for you guys, rust develops around here. And then when you back it out of the head, it pulls threads out as it comes out. So just an FYI for you guys, run the E85. This shit is fucking awesome, but it is corrosive. Do not be misled at all. Look at this shit. So anyway, passenger side's off. Let's pull the driver's side. All right, guys, we got the heads off. We got the head gaskets out. Actually, the head gaskets were not not what I was expecting to find. These are SCE fire ring head gaskets. They're a little bit different than like your cosmetic 3-layer or like LS9 gaskets. They actually have a fire ring to them. So we're inspecting them, and you know, these are a tough gasket to actually find unless you completely melt a fire ring. Like I said, this car was still running very good. We were just eating coolant. So I believe we lifted the head enough just to blow this out at some part. And I'll inspect these a little bit more. But heads are off. Everything looks, you know, for the most part, pretty good. I'm going to get these over to the machine shop as soon as possible. I just wiped out all the gook out of these. I mean, these things were covered and, you know, they're not completely clean. I just cleaned them up a little bit. But here's the engine, iron block, 3rd gen, Wisco pistons. They are 30 over. There's the part number if you guys would like to run the same application. This is about 10-to-1 compression with 799 heads that are pretty much stock. But anyway, we're just wiping everything down, going over everything, making sure we don't have any busted ring lands or anything like that. And the pistons and everything look pretty good. So it looks like we just lifted the head a little bit, just enough to blow this gasket out and cause us a coolant issue. So clean this stuff up. Little bit on a delay on finding gaskets because here's the rockers are just, you know, torsion upgrades. That's about it. The head gaskets that I want to run are the cosmetics. They're the MLX gaskets, and I'm having a hard time finding them in stock. So hopefully we can find them. I'll have these back from the machine shop in a few days, maybe a day or two. Maybe I can go over there and actually machine them myself. I would love to learn how to do that. My buddy owns a machine shop, so hopefully he'll help me out with that. But yeah, here we are. There she is. Open heart surgery right now. A little bit of water will clean all this stuff up. But I want to clean all this stuff up, and I want to get these over to the machine shop. Guys, like and subscribe. God bless you all. Follow. We're going to continue to do what we do, and I'm going to continue to capture it on video. So love you all. Thank you so much.